Nice and beautiful people, welcome back to another anime reaction video. Kinda. This is more of a manga reaction video, which we haven't actually done any of ever. But I figured it was about time that we changed that a little bit. And I've been getting some recommendations to some manga videos that have been popping off recently, and this seems to be one of them, and it is the sad truth of being a manga artist. Now I'm going to leave a link to this video in the description. Shout out to the channel Anime Culture Corner who uploaded it. And yeah, you guys been asking for this one. So, how I pick these recommendations? I simply look at the comment section, and whichever subscriber, you have to be subscribed for it to count, has the most likes on their comment, I react to your video. So if you want me to give me a recommendation, put it down below, subscribe, let me know what else you want me to check out. But for now, let's jump into my first time ever reaction to the sad truth of being a manga.
Every week, dozens of new manga chapters arrive to entertain all of us consumers. Jujutsu Kaisen,
Never read one.
My Hero, One Piece, Hajime no Ippo. I can go on and on about the manga that I fervently wait for,
Always
be it
wanted
weekly
to
or
read
monthly.
Berserk though.
But something that often goes forgotten is what goes on behind that awaited weekly release. The blood, sweat, and tears that manga authors, or mangakas, put into creating a mere 20 pages. But what is just 20 pages, a couple minutes out of our day for us readers, is a week of non-stop work, little sleep,
Wait, a weekly manga is 20 pages. Is that how long? Is that how big they are?
nutrition, and stress for the author.
No shade at all.
Anime like
For some
Bakuman
reason I
have
assume they
shed
were.
light on the life of a mangaka in a very
It
realistic
must be
way.
very thin then.
And the sad truth is that being a manga writer is essentially voluntary enslavement. Meeting deadlines, living up to fan expectations, company expectations, and their own expectations as writers, thinking up a plot. Today, I will go into the sad and dark reality of being a manga author and the extreme toll it's taken on countless authors to this day.
It is actually a damn shame that there isn't more love thrown on them, you know? But as someone who doesn't know much about the manga community or the artists, I can't speak for it. But as someone who doesn't know much, I can speak that I don't know much, and I don't feel like it's highlighted enough.
You're getting picked up by a big publishing company like Shonen Jump, though you would expect it to get easier from there. This is far from the truth for mangakas. There are no breaks. The weekly schedule for most mangakas relies on less than 6 hours of sleep every day, a number that reduces usually the bigger and more popular the manga is. Eiichiro Oda, the author of One Piece and the biggest manga in the history of the world, is reported to on average sleep only 3 hours from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Another source claims that these 3 hours actually consist of only 30-minute naps every 4 hours. So why is time so limited?
I gotta be honest. What is your life at that point? Like, every second of your life is spent in a room, in a box, looking at a piece of paper. Like, what are you working for? Is it your legacy that you're going to leave behind? But then you die, and you don't get to experience any of the earnings from it. Like, what are you working for? I actually asked myself that question a few years ago. It's like, what are you working for? Because I think sometimes work can consume a life, and it just becomes your life. And it's important to remember that you don't live to work, you work to live.
Well, you have to imagine creating a short story from start to finish, all within 1 week and all of the processes involved. After turning in the previous week's chapter on Sunday, the cycle begins anew, immediately.
Is that JoJo?
According to an anonymous mangaka's schedule, from noon on Sunday to 5 a.m. on Tuesday, it consists almost entirely of storyboarding. Deciding on panels, what characters appear in each, the story of the chapter, how it ends, essentially planning out its entire structure. The only break in that long period of time is 2 hours for sleep and 1 hour for breakfast. That is, as long as you consider meetings with their editors as still work, of course. And you can tell from the rest of the week just how packed it is.
This is fucking insane. And the sleep's all over the place. There's no schedule. It's all over the fucking place. This is ridiculous.
Coloring the panels, shading, working on the final manuscript. Only 3 hours of free time exist in the entire week, excluding eating and sleeping, which are the bare necessities. But again, to return to the idea of voluntary enslavement that I mentioned earlier, because it does seem rather harsh, we have to remember that it is voluntary. Mangakas, despite the terrible schedule, do this all for a reason.
Well, yeah, I want to know,
Togashi,
what is this
the
reason?
author of Hunter x Hunter, which is notorious for taking long periods of hiatus, stated that it has come to the point where either the story concludes first or I die before that happens. But
it is such a damn shame when it comes to Hunter x Hunter, because Hunter x Hunter is joint first my favorite anime of all time. And everyone I know who's seen all of Hunter x Hunter has such a fucking love for it. I think it is incredible. I reckon we'll never get any more. A bunch of people tell me I'm wrong, that hiatus is a common, like we just heard in this video, that is quite a normal thing with Hunter x Hunter. I truly believe that there will never be any more Hunter x Hunter. I reckon unless someone else picks it up and does it, I think that is it.
I do intend to finish it. That endgame looks rather bleak considering Hunter x Hunter's current hiatus chart, lined with primarily breaks for the past years. But we can never underestimate the passion of a mangaka. Likewise, Oda told his current editor when he first joined to die for One Piece. Mangakas are extremely dedicated to their craft. Of course, sleep deprivation isn't the only cost of being a mangaka either. Sitting in a chair for so long working on manga leads to numerous health hazards. They can develop diabetes despite almost all mangakas being very skinny and almost frail. Tendinitis can develop in their hands from drawing so long, something that is so common amongst mangakas that it isn't even an expectation that they'll get it. They just accept it as a way of life.
This was actually going to be one of my questions, like drawing that long and holding a pen or pencil for that long or anything in your hand must just fuck up your hand so much. I'm on a computer. This fucking mouse is messing up my hand. Like I'm having to learn to take like regular breaks and stuff because my grip isn't as strong as it used to be anymore because I'm using a mouse so much. I've got like a weaker grip now, you know, which ain't good for, you know, little Luke. I gotta look. But yeah, it's true. Like, what the hell's happened to my grip? Like, and my hands feel weird when I grip. Like, if I grip, they feel weird. Like, it doesn't feel good anymore. It's strange. Strange, but yeah, that's me. I cannot even imagine how much worse it is for them.
One of the members of Clamp, a female mangaka collective who created Cardcaptor Sakura, among other names, suffered from lumbar compression fracture in 2011 because she spent too many hours hunched over her chair and straining her back drawing. Togashi, the author of...
Again, another thing, working in a computer. I have this. Working on a computer, I got this. My wife got me this. Very, very helpful. Anyone who sits at a desk, get yourself a support for your back, otherwise you're just going to fuck up your back. And this one's a really good one.
Hunter x Hunter also deals with aggravated back pain that prevents him from consistently putting out chapters. Other series like Vagabond and Berserk, despite being some of the most highly rated manga of all time, also suffered an early fate due to health concerns of the authors. This culture of overworking yourself isn't exclusive to mangakas, however.
The thing is, once you come away from things like that, it's really hard to go back to them, which is why I don't reckon Hunter x Hunter will ever get finished. Like, despite the author, literally, the mangaka, literally saying, like, I will finish it, I intend to finish it. That's why I don't think it ever will, because it's literally, like, once you take a step away, you're like, shit. Like, I remember when I was younger, and I would, like, work these, like, summer jobs, and I always intended on working them all year. But the second I started taking a little bit more time off, or I got sick and like had to take a week off, I never wanted to go back. and that's like always happened.
As the concept of karoshi, death by overwork, is very prevalent across all of Japan. In 2016, it was estimated that 1 in 5 workers were at risk of karoshi.
That is insane.
This is so serious of an issue in the country, in fact, that the government passed a reform bill in 2018 that limited overtime and fined violators for overworking. Japan is a very collectivism-oriented country, prioritizing their group's success over individual. Kona Shiomachi made an illustration.
This is why we're so lucky to have bands like One OK Rock who constantly push the message of chasing your dreams and not just doing what people tell you to. Because, like, people should be able to live their life how they want to. You should never be forced to live a life you don't want to live. Like, it's your damn life.
Frustration in response to the 2015 death of an employee due to karoshi. The key line being, if I move one step further in front of the train, I wouldn't have to go to work tomorrow. The idea of karoshi is reflected in people dedicating themselves to their work and employers, to an extent that is often not just prioritizing group success over individual, but it comes at the cost of individual health as well, be it physical or just mental well-being. Kishimoto Masashi, the creator of Naruto, while the series was still being serialized, never had the time to take his wife on a honeymoon despite being married for 15 years. Tite Kubo, the author of Bleach, once spoke in an interview at San Diego Comic-Con on how his appearance at Comic-Con was far from a vacation, as he had to draw any chapters he missed before he went on the trip, which, considering the anonymous typical schedule for a mangaka that we looked at earlier, I have no idea how he was able to fit it all in. Just another testament to a mangaka's dedication.
For this guy to literally go to Comic-Con, he had to work double time to make sure that he was ahead. And that's normal. That's normal. Do you know what? You know what makes this even more fucking upsetting? Is these people literally give us everything that we love as an anime community. If these hardworking fucking superheroes didn't create the content they didn't dedicate all their life, sit in that chair, write every damn second, we would not be consuming the shit we consume. All the shit that we love, all the content we love and watch and enjoy only exists because of these people. They should be put on a pedestal, given the love and respect, the time, the teams, and the resources to live their lives how they have earned to frickin' live them.
And, of course, these problems exist on the condition that the mangaka does make it. Their manga makes it into Shonen Jump or another renowned publisher, and they get popular. Because if they don't get popular enough, then they can't afford assistants, a valuable asset for any manga writer, and have to do all of the work themselves, filling in lines, backgrounds, shading, all of it on their own. The pay is also nearly criminal. The assistant to the writer of Prince of Tennis gave the figure at about $100 per page. And though that could mean about $8,000 per month for a weekly author producing 20 pages a week, this is before taxes and hiring assistants, which will, of course, detract heavily from it. Though it isn't necessarily terrible relative to the...
I will say, even before taxes, $8,000 a month is a very good wage. At least I feel like it is. I mean, what's that like in the UK? Like $6,000 a month before taxes? That is literally like over triple what I earn at my office job. Like, that is way more. And like, even if you doubled my old wage to hire an assistant, giving them the exact same wage I had, you would then still need to double that again to even match that number. Now, I am not saying that by any way is justified, but I'm saying that isn't a surprisingly good wage because it wasn't what I expected. But what the fuck does that wage even mean if you can't spend that money because you don't got no time to do anything? Bro couldn't even go on a honeymoon. Bro couldn't even go on a honeymoon.
Not comparatively enough. Getting an anime adaptation can also drastically improve the exposure and popularity of the manga. But then, as we see with One Piece for example, it is still far from easy. Oda is one of the most hard-working and overworked by extent mangakas out there. No matter how big your manga is, it is always rigorous and constant work. And this all continues until your series finishes, whether it is of your own accord or not. Because it isn't just as simple as writing a chapter of one big book, but instead creating a new story every week that has to attract consistent attention and remain exciting and interesting.
Do you think that the reason so many fucking manga go on forever is financial reasons? Is like the companies not wanting them to end? You know? Because I do feel like that could be a detriment to the quality of the story you're trying to tell there. Do you reckon that ever plays a factor in it?
Otherwise, if the fans don't like it, the company is quick to drop you. After all, there's no shortage of new manga coming out in Japan. They can always get someone else. On the other hand, in anime like Bakugan, we saw how the company pressured the mangaka to
I would actually love a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure like family tree picture. That'd be well cool.
continue the series, despite the author feeling like it reached its natural end already. Sometimes companies will do this because the manga is so popular that they can't afford to lose it, which means that sometimes even the author of the series themselves don't have full control over their own story. However, this isn't a super common occurrence. We see authors like Tite Kubo who decided himself that he would draw Bleach to the conclusion he wanted, despite health concerns and critiques from the editors. Which is, again, another reminder that this enslavement is still voluntary at the end of the day. When you look at everything put together, it's a rather unavoidable problem.
If for some reason I have any mangakas, any people who create manga, watch my videos for any reason, or anyone watching this who lives in Japan knows someone who does, I would honestly love to interview you. I would love to talk to you. I'd love to like hear about you, like, and hear about your life, and just put your name out there. Like anyone, feel free to hit up my business email. You can find it on the channel. You can find it on Twitter. Hit me up on Patreon. If you want my business email, it's got.games@outlook.com. Just hit me up, and I'm happy to get you on the show. I'd love to speak to some people who work in this industry.
Be it due to collectivist cultural standards, karoshi, meeting deadlines, or just the mangaka's own desire to finish what they started, the process of creating manga is difficult, to say the least. We can only hope as readers that the reward they get from creating something that resonates with us fans and succeeds is enough for them. Manga is truly the life work of anyone creating it, and so we do have to be grateful for everything they've done for us. What do you guys think of all this? Leave a comment down below. As always, this has been the Anime Culture Corner. I hope you enjoyed the video.
I did, my friend. I did enjoy the video. Abso-freaking-lutely. And I'm also feeling like super depressed now after watching that video. I watched this video because I thought it'd be a really cool video to sort of explore more of the culture around the creation of these incredible projects, you know? Because I've never read a manga. I don't know if I will. I probably will one day, to be honest. Just because there's so many I really want to explore. Berserk is definitely the one that I really want to read. But I haven't read it because I'm kind of nervous about starting Berserk because of what I've heard about it, and like just feels like it's going to be a really dark and fucked up kind of read, which does put me off it slightly, but it is still something I do want to kind of explore. So I imagine at some point I'm just going to bite the bullet and read it. And I'm looking forward to it. Plus, I'm also a sucker for a good-looking cover, and the Berserk hardcovers look amazing. I feel like they'd look well cool on the shelf. Like, imagine all of them in a line there. They would look fucking glorious. So, yeah. Plus, when I decorate my office fully, once we're, like, able to, I definitely think it'd be kind of cool to have some manga in there that I've actually read. And I don't believe in owning a book you've never read. So if I'm going to buy them, I'm going to have to read them. This is something that I made a point of with my wife because we had, like, a shelf of books, and I hadn't read a lot of them. So now we have a shelf of books, and we've read all of them. And yeah, I mean, my favorite book to this day is still Red Rising, the entire series. And we should be getting the final book next year, which reminds me, I need to make sure I read more of that because I'm currently reading it through on the second time because I wanted to make sure that when the final book comes out next year, I'm fully up to date on everything to do with it. Anyway, these people literally give us the content we consume and love. Without them, we won't get to enjoy all this stuff, and they don't get to enjoy it themselves. It's sad. It is so sad. But like the guy said, it's voluntary, which just blows my mind. Like, why? Why is it voluntary? This is why I would love to speak to someone who does it. You know, just to ask them, like, you live a very difficult life. You pour your heart into this. It takes so much of your time up. Why do you do it? What is it for you that, like, that you want to do this, you know? Because there must be a love and a passion there. So what is that? I do want to just end by saying thank you to all the incredible manga artists who give us all the content that we fall in love with, because you guys bring it all to life, and if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't get to watch the anime we do and consume any of the content we do. So thank you so much for your hard work and dedication, and just know we do appreciate all of you so much. And we are all advocates in your corner for you having more time, more money, more respect, and getting to live how you want. All right, more resources. Anyway, I love you, wonderful people. Now we get to know a little bit more about the people behind the scenes, educating everybody a little bit more. And if there's any other reactions you want to check out, put them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.